Virginia White Irvin Parker. I'm 84 years old as of tomorrow. I ran the library, there until I retired from the Queensboro Public Library and retired and lived there. My husband was a journalist, and so it seemed like New York was our best spot for both of us to work.
My name is Gary Wheeler. I was a chemist for Kansas City Power Light. I don't have the energy to do things I used to be able to do, but I can sit and talk.
I like to see what the expressions are on the other person's face and what their background is, and there's a limit to what television. I mean, you get tired of Gunsmoke or some of the programming.
I've always been very curious. I read a lot, and it's part of the lifelong, for me, it's part of the lifelong learning process.
Some interaction as far as a feedback from others, and there is a limit to what you can do that when you're physically sitting down most of the time. And so the video conferencing at least lets you have two sides, or at least 100 times the connections. It's mostly connections. We had a marvelous group discussion there in the library where I worked called Book Sandwiched In, where we would ask a person who lived in the neighborhood to review at luncheon a certain book, and you'd have people come in from the community and they would ask questions afterwards. If you'd have a doctor talking about a medical book or a minister talking about it. So the video conferencing, while you would not be sitting in the same room as the other people necessarily, you would have at least a feeling of connection with them, which I think that feeling of connection gets exaggeratedly, if that's a word, important to you as you start to feeling kind of cut off. What's the name?
And there's a International Dayline where you jump a whole day. It'd be neat to video conference with somebody a day ahead of us.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The reason I would look towards video conferencing to bring in another window, because windows, when you get older, the windows start closing. You physically can't go to these places. You can go as far as watching television, but that is a sort of a one-way street, and the video conferencing is a way of opening it to as many people as are appropriate to you. So, but any sort of connections with what's going on outside the doors, outside the walls, is very welcomed on my part. So. Okay.